Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. On the phone next to me is Aya Pear, our super moderator extraordinaire, who may or may not be hanging up now. She's saying, "I don't have it." It's not live, Aya Bear. You can't. I'm live. It's all good. Bye. Love you. So we're gonna have a really fun show tonight. It's gonna be a fun show on manifestation, a fun show on shifting your energy. There's a lot going on. There's a lot in the air right now. There's a lot energetically. On myself on the mountain, almost crying yesterday. Well, we'll even go there. There's nowhere we won't go. There's no depths we won't sink to. No, we are going to have fun here tonight. And happy Lionsgate. We are at the tail end of this Lionsgate, which is a cosmic alignment that we're looking at with Sirius, with the Orion Belt, with Earth, with the Sun. And that continues through tomorrow. But the energy of that doesn't just go like that and disappear. So whether you're watching this on 8/11 as I'm recording it here, in the States and Canada, or whether you're watching it on 8/12 as Aya Bear is in Southeast Asia, or wherever you may be, you're still bathing in this energy. So it's all good. In fact, it's all great. So we're going to talk about this tonight. We're going to talk about how you use this energy, how you conserve this energy, what you can do to uplift your beingness through this energy. And I guess I will start with, I will start with crying on the mountain. How's that? I'm feeling kind of relaxed tonight. It's a very different energy. I'm watching my energy before events and seeing what I can do to rein it in. So as Aya Bear discovered, usually before our show, I. And tonight, and I know that my team's going, don't press the mute button. Hopefully that's blocked now. But tonight I was drawing the energy inward. And so I was interested to see what the energy would be like when I got on air. So we've got a Lionsgate going on. This is a time of transformation. This is a time of your energy shifting. This is a time of rebirth and reinvention, something I'll be telling you more about in just a few minutes. It is also a time, so rebirth to me is wateriness. It's a cleansing away of the old. And it really is a time where the reinvention is happening on a very profound, high level. And what does it mean that it's happening on a profound, high level? Well, for ourselves, there's almost no end to the number of things that I can count that are changing right now. Our format, we did live events for this summer. We'll go back into recorded shows on Thursday night. We'll still have the chat going, everybody, but we'll have more recorded shows on Thursday night starting September 5th or September 7th with Billy Carson. And then we have Greg Braden, and on it goes. We've got an amazing lineup this fall. But we'll go into more recorded shows. So we have the format of the show changing a little bit. We have an editing team changing a lot a bit. We have where we're at in the world changing and has changed a lot a bit. Big picture scheming and planning for ourselves. We are really looking at a much higher level of where everything gets to go from here. And of course, we're looking into getting this beautiful home, not the home that we're staying at, an even more beautiful home here in Mont-Tremblant in Quebec. So there's a lot of pieces in the air for us. I'm guessing there are a lot of pieces in the air for you too. Now, if this is your first time here and you're going, why is Michael, going on and on about his personal challenges? Well, I like to think of how we've learned for countless millennia. We never learned by somebody opening up a book and looking at point A, look at point B, look at point C. It's never been that way. It was always, relatively speaking, us hunkered around a campfire with the elders speaking and sharing story, and us learning by story. And so I like to teach by story, and the universe always gifts me with plenty of stories with which to share. So we've been working on getting this property here in Quebec. It's just the most amazing place, and we're looking at how we can even do a VR 360 studio, how we can bring in guests, what we can do for retreats, just kind of this total puzzle picture pieces, putting all the puzzle pieces together right now. And it's honestly, on the one hand, it seems, on the one hand, I know you just completely let go. And I'm going to talk more about that and how I met Jessica a little bit later in the show. So and that's my wife, aka Pookie. On the one hand, it is just let go, and I know that. And on the other hand, it's daunting because of all of the moving pieces involved and all of the things that I don't even begin to pretend how to know. As an American, for instance, buying a property in Canada, and not just Canada, in Quebec, which considers themselves their own country. This isn't a judgment call. It's actually pretty awesome here. Um, but there's so many I's and T's that get to be dotted and crossed that it's daunting. And so yesterday, bathing in the energy of Lionsgate, and the energy of Lionsgate is really about putting it out there, and it's about the or something better. And we're going to get there in a moment. Um, Bathing in this energy up on Mont Tremblant, overlooking the town down below, actually overlooking a luge track, a summer luge track, where I learned that Hunter Bear could sit in my lap and we could go down this summer luge track. Oh, we've got to do it. Um, I felt like giving up. I felt like going, it's not even that I felt like. I caught myself saying, I just want to go home. And that meant I want to go back to Florida. Um, and I just want to not have to deal, forgive me, this is my ego having the Michael version of a hissy fit. Let me explain. The Michael version of a hissy fit is me to watch the energy going on, to watch the conversation going on, but not to participate in the conversation that's going on. I know I'm bumping this cable a bunch, which makes me a little bit nervous. We've got a new cable, a new mic set up, and I haven't found a way to get my hands clear past it, and so I keep tapping the mic. The egoic mind always wants to keep things the way they were. The egoic mind always wants to keep things the way they are. It doesn't want to look at the future, it doesn't want to look ahead, it doesn't want to look at anything new or anything that's possible. And so I'm watching my egoic mind looking down over this beautiful town below. It's got all these colored buildings, there's cobblestone roads, there's a concert going on because it's a folk festival this weekend. There are all these beautiful souls there. It's incredibly international, and there's sights and sounds, and you can see the lake down below, and it looks like there's a sailing regatta going on in the lake, which the house, I'm going to say the house that we're getting is on the or facing the lake, above the lake. You see the mountains, you see the ski resort, you see the lake down below. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I give up. I just can't do this. This is too hard. Just get me out of here. I don't want to think about it. 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 Well, guess what? That ain't just my energy. We are all experiencing this energy right now. It is an energy of such a massive level of transformation that it feels, for lack of another term, like too much. I'm going to call it too much goodness. Or I had a friend, Jessica and I were brought over a decade ago to run a mindfulness retreat center in Thailand. And we made a dear, dear friend there from Italy who used to say, too much love. He'd say, I give you too much love. And that didn't mean too much love. It just meant bursting at the seams with love. Well, yesterday, it felt like too too much energy around this. And there was a comment. Somebody asked, how is Sir Meowers? So I'll do a quick sidetrack. Off to my side, I have IVs here because Sir Meowers has a kidney condition. And so he gets an IV solution once every other day. Today was every third day he got it. He made a jailbreak earlier today. He was feeling so frisky, and he had been mopey because it's been raining the last couple of days. But he felt so frisky that he actually, we had him outside on the deck with a gate up. He managed to squeeze through the rails, past the gate while it's raining, and go out and I think started hunting birds. I do not believe, and I don't believe any birds were harmed in the making of this show. But he actually made a jailbreak before we brought him back in. So he's feeling pretty frisky right now. How does it get any better than this? Well, hopefully as the sun comes out over the next few days, he'll feel even better. He's been feeling great here, so much better than the whole time in Florida. And everything we're doing medicinally and energetically, Jessica does like an hour of healing work on him each night, has made a huge difference. So now, bringing it back here. The energy right now of transformation is not a woohoo energy. It's not a light energy. It is a pow, full on, a you can do this, and it feels a little bit serious or overwhelming energy. What do we get to do? Well, I'll tell you what I got to do yesterday. So I'm there on the hillside, and I'm just about in tears. I go, that's it. This place is beautiful. It's great. I give up. I'm not even going to try to stay here. I give up. I give up. I give up. I had to pass this beautiful waterfall on the way back home, and that's rough. I had to pass a beautiful waterfall. Now, um, I am not known for coloring within the lines. That's not my skill set. Following others, not my skill set. Doing things a different way, that's my skill set. Rhea, I'm with you. So, Rhea, I'm just about in tears. Maybe you were just about in tears. What did I do? I got into the waterfall. I didn't get into the center of it, although I think I could have safely stood there, but I went a few feet down from it, and I took off my shoes and socks and sat basically butt down in the water and in the waterfall with my feet just soaking. And I spent about 20 minutes grounding in this ionized air. And I felt so much better. I didn't let the mind go wild. I just kind of stared at the waterfall. I didn't check my phone. There was an attempt, a desire to do that, but I just stared at the waterfall. By the time I got done, this waterfall, which had nobody hanging out around it, they'd walk past it, but there were railings, and so nobody was stopping there. Other than to admire for a second and keep going. Down just below me, there was a line of people sitting with their feet in the water of the waterfall. How does it get any better than this? It was a trendsetter. I felt much better. I went home and I observed my emotions. And Jessica's like, "How are you doing?" And I said, this wasn't my exact language, but I said something to the effect of, "I'm observing the Michael who's feeling really poopy right now. I'm really, really down, but I don't want you to worry yourself or concern yourself about it because I'm observing these emotions rather than taking place in these emotions." Lionsgate is an incredible, wild, crazy, amazing time and a flood of energy. And that's what Rhea's feeling. Maybe that's what you're feeling. Well, it's a flood of energy, which means A, recognize the energy. B, so you can, recognize, observe the energy. C, don't dance with the energy. Put yourself where you want to go. If you're in the mopey room, if you're in the padded rubber room, notice that, step out of the room, and where's the room that you want to be? Or in our case, and we took steps forward towards this house today, what is that one step that you can take toward your greater self? Or what is that vision you have toward your greater self? That's what's so important during this time. Now, a last note on this, and then we're going to dive more into Lionsgate. If these energies are coming up for you, don't judge them. It's awesome. It's perfect. So I've got Rhea here again, and you may be thinking so too. These energies mean you have a pulse. That's not a bad thing. And I'm seeing my screen is stuttery. Please, anybody let me know if you're seeing my screen is stuttery, because I have a backup recording going on tonight, and I wonder if the backup recording could be affecting things. So A, you have a pulse. B, you're human. Guess what? So I've got Michelle here, who's also feeling something. Guess what? You're energetically sensitive. That's a great thing. That ain't a bad thing at all. You're feeling the energies all around us. Hina's saying, is the mopey room next to the moppy room? Well, it certainly could be if you've got to moppy up the mopiness. But then we also want the bouncy room. And I mean that seriously. How can I get myself back into a state? Snowy Owl says, I don't like feeling this downer energy. Snowy Owl, it's okay. Observe the mopey energy. Feel the mopey energy. Do not participate with the mopey energy. So you go, okay, I feel the mopiness. What do I feel in this mopey moment? Can you even say that seriously? I'm warming up in here. This room was cold earlier. I am warming up. So hold on, everybody. We're going to pull the mopiness off, and I'm doing it carefully because we are 3 weeks and 1 day, not that I'm keeping track, 2 days, into a mopey shoulder, which I'm hoping will shed the mopiness and let me swim this coming week. No, I get till next Friday. We'll see about after next Friday. but it's feeling better. Observe the mopiness. Feel into the mopiness. Talk with the mopiness. Mopiness, what are you here? What can I learn? Why are you doing this? And so in my case, we might as well go there. I'm talking with the mopey energy. I'm talking with my egoic mind. What does my egoic mind want to do? Seriously. What does the egoic mind of Michael Sandler want to do? You're probably not going to guess this. It wants to grab a little Spanish pistola. Tiny little thing. Take this little pistola, not up here. No. And it wants to aim it down at my foot and shoot myself in the foot. Blow things up. Why? The egoic mind doesn't like uncertainty. It wants an answer, and it is perfectly happy with having a bad answer. There is no good or bad at the end of the day, but having a bad answer over no answer. It doesn't like uncertainty. And what we've got right now, it doesn't matter if you're in Canada, if you're in the US, if you're in the Philippines, if you're in any beautiful place or any not so beautiful place right now. Guess what, folks? There ain't no certainty. It's 2024. There ain't no certainty. Now, this week, this 2-week period, we've been pushed to envision what we'd like. That's what Lionsgate is. It is pushing us to envision, what do you desire? What do you want coming out of this? You take that combined with uncertainty and you have this soup of energy for which you can create. I'm thinking of like a nebula, which is going to turn into a galaxy and solar systems and stars and planets. You have this primordial energy soup that you can make something with. But your ego goes, that's too much. I don't know what to do with that, so I'm going to shoot myself in the foot so I don't have to do anything with it or anything about it. And I'm going to go to my comment from my mom from decades ago. She would say, that's not good enough. And that is not good enough. We can do better than shooting ourselves in the foot. We observe it. We talk with it. I'm going, okay, ego, what do you want to do? You want to shoot yourself in the foot. Okay, why do you want to do that? Because you don't want to face it. Why don't you want to face it? Because you're afraid. Why are you afraid? Because you really want this, even though you're not supposed to have attachment. Here's what you really desire. And why is that a problem? Well, you know, whether you get this or whether you don't, or whether you do this or whether you don't, you'll be fine. And at the same time, you want what you want, which is okay. And you're scared, which is okay. And this is your wounded inner child come to play that needs to be reassured. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. And I'm here to reassure you as we go to the end of Lionsgate. And oh my God, I want you to manifest and play with the energies tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on where you are in the world right now. Because tomorrow morning is your morning, so it is today. I want you to know everything is okay. Everything is perfect. So the concept to me of leaving Quebec and going back to Florida, perfect. That I got out of it. Perfect. If that's what happens, if that's what's meant to be, perfect. If we're supposed to have this beautiful center and home here and just magical place, perfect. If it's something else, perfect. Just as well. That's the energy of Lionsgate. The energy of Lionsgate, we're told, is an energy of manifestation. Absolutely. It's an energy of abundance. Absolutely. It's an energy of sexuality and rebirth. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is an energy of, I love going old school. Tick, 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 tick. That's an old school Etch-a-Sketch. Tick, 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 tick. Cleaning the slate. Or somebody mentioned a waterfall in abundance. And yes, I thought of standing directly under it. I think if I didn't have all these people around, I probably would have done it, particularly if I didn't mind putting my feet in there to make sure I had traction. There was no way to slide and fall far. It was a little pool. You couldn't go anywhere. But I probably would do that. The energy of a waterfall falling over you, the energy of an Etch-a-Sketch getting blanked out, the energy, heck, of a baptism, because that's what a giant waterfall is the energy of clean slate. That's what this time period is. And honestly, it's very intimidating. Clean slate energy means not knowing who you are, not knowing what you are, not knowing where you're going. It doesn't mean that you don't know that you're an energetic being having an energetic experience at the highest level, purporting or pretending to be a human being, which is what you are and what I am. You are energy. You are the divine. You are a fractal holographic representation of everything. You're infinite. You're immortal. You are immortal. You don't have to choose to come back here, but this is where the party's at, so you chose to come here. Your higher self gets it. But when we clean that slate, when anything is possible, it is scarier than heck. It's such an amazing energy of transformation. I'm seeing somebody, and it's the team saying, back in the St. Augustine area. Yeah, we have plans at this point of going back in the St. Augustine area in November, and we get to see what will come of it. And it's very exciting. It's exciting all the way around. But the mind doesn't register excitement as excitement typically. It registers excitement right now, honestly, around the globe as, oh, crap, meaning duck and cover. Things are going to change. Things are out of my control. What's going to happen? Lionsgate amplifies that energy because it is a time where anything is possible. And they say the peak of Lionsgate. And I think it's just a combination of numerology meets astrology. So I don't know if it really is the peak. But numerologically, it's pretty cool. 8-8. Eight, according to my angel number chart, it isn't just infinity on its side. It is the or something even better. Anything is possible. Something even greater than you could ever imagine is possible. That's this overall Lionsgate energy. Now today, 8-11 for most people. 8-11 and 1-1 means alignment. Means not only are you exactly where you're supposed to be. Take note of this. Anchor this in. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Although I'm taking note of the heat coming out in this room. And I'm going, if I don't remember to get that heat turned down when I leave this room, the kids upstairs, also known as the mama bear and the baby bear, are going to fry, and they're not going to be very happy with me. So, Aya Bear, if you're watching this, make sure I get the heat turned down exactly after the show. Alignment. That's where we are right now. We get to be aligned at an even higher level, and let's talk about another word behind it. Tammy, you're going to be fine. You're going to be better than fine. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. Alignment means to be reassembled. It's interesting. I can remember back, this will really date me. Was it like freshman biology or something? There was a poster on the wall for a movie. I can't even remember the name of it, but it said number 5 is alive. And it's about this robot, number 5. And at one point in the movie, this is just a tiny little sidebar of the plot. The robot is learning and growing and gets excited with a cricket and steps on the cricket, and then asks his friends to reassemble the cricket. And they said, "Well, we can't reassemble the cricket. The cricket is dead." We can't reassemble ourselves at the same level of consciousness anymore. I love you, Emily, because the cricket is dead. The old self has died. Thank you, Johnny 5 from Matthew. The old self, I love that movie, has died and gone away. It ain't coming back. And so what's scary, beautiful about this time period is this Lionsgate is saying, okay, your old self is gone. It's dead. It shifted. You can feel it. The energy shifted. If nobody caught it, the energy shifted with the assassination attempt a few weeks back, almost a month back. The energy shifted. Humanity jumped timelines. And everything of the known is gone. So I've got, how do we overcome our own resistance when it arises within our meditation or prayer? Breathe into the resistance. Allow in the resistance. Let yourself observe that there's resistance. And then allow yourself to be reassembled on the other side. So first, what we're doing is we're letting go of constructs that no longer serve us. What does that mean? Belief systems, religions, energetic patterns, remembrances. Memories that don't serve us, we can actually rewrite or let go of. Let go of, rewrite. Oh man. So I had PTSD for what? 6.5, 7 years. Jessica would say a lot longer, from racing bicycles in Europe. I was in living in Annecy, France, just outside of Geneva, just outside of Switzerland, in the Alps. It was beautiful. And I did this race with a new French team. I got waved by a safety official with this giant French crowd into an oncoming car. Not my happiest moment. I had PTSD for many years until I linked a more positive outcome to it. I linked the outcome that is here to serve me. I wasn't lying. That was perhaps the greatest event early on in my life to send me on a different pathway. Now, I still wish I had gone to the Tour de France. I still wish I got to play at that level. And I was very, very close. And I was talented. I don't know if I was that talented. My ego says yes, or something inside me says yes. And okay, that's great. Because that was my higher self, not my ego, says yes. But that wasn't meant to be. Now, if I rewrite that memory so that I hit the deck, I see my leg and I go, woohoo, even though it's clearly not how it went down. But if I can do that, I have reassembled, Eric said, shift happens. I have reassembled the energy to a higher level. The belief systems that we were letting go of right now, because of Hermeticism, as above, so below, as within, so without, the belief systems we're letting go of have kept us, what is the term for it? I'm going to use handicapped. They have left us handicapped in old ways of being, in being unable, hamstrung was the term I was going for, unable to step forward, or certainly unable to go over the hurdle. But right now we have a very easy time letting go of all of that junk, letting go of all of those patterns. And if you don't know how to do it, this wasn't meant to be, but sure, shameless plug for Wednesday, School of Mystics. Come join us. Come join your newfound family, because we are refilling your tanks, or refilling your heart, recharging your soul this month in the School of Mystics. And we'll put down a coupon code and a link. I'll let others tell you about it. But this month and this time period, it is so easy to let go of these beliefs and patterns. You can literally just look at it and say, I let go of that. So I was challenged. Our dear friend Mark Hewitt, who's staying with us right now, the amazing mathematician, came up with the term regenerative economics, working on micro cities, has a revolutionary understanding of math that could literally transform the world. And he said, Michael, you don't need to to be the Michael that you have always been before a show. And my team knows what that Michael is. And I admit it, full disclosure, before a show, I'm like, oh, forgive me. I'm plugged into the other side, and I'm like, get back to me tomorrow. What's your name, Michael? I don't know. Get back to me tomorrow. And Mark's like, well, you don't have to be that way. And so I did a little experiment tonight. And I said, all right, we're just not going to be that way tonight. Bam. That's like a cooking show, isn't it? Bam, bam, bam. And I wasn't that way anymore. That's Lionsgate energy. That's the energy of 2024. That's the energy. Somebody just meant Brooklyn Girl quantum jumping. I literally jumped timelines there by saying, that's not how I am. This is how I am. You can do that too, particularly right now. And it begins by observing those beliefs and observing how we're speaking to each other, speaking to ourselves. So I'm high up on the mountain. I'm looking down below. I'm looking at that house. You could literally see the house that we're bidding on across the water. You can see it from the chairlift. You can see it from the other side of the mountain. Ah. And I'm going, I want to give up. But I wasn't having any part of it. I was watching it rather than being it. I was observing it rather than taking place in the pity party. And doing that freed me from participating in a lower level energy and instead shifting to a higher level energy. I call this not feeding the bears. don't feed the bears. When the bad news bears come out to play, and they're coming out right now, left and right, do not feed them. Observe them. Look at them. But this is not a time to drag yourself down in negativity or give it any more of your energy, but instead observe it. So, as we're in this portal, and we're going to talk more about manifestation in a minute, but this is critical to manifestation. Why is this critical? Because I'm not talking about manifesting a home, even though that's great, or a retreat center. Well, that's pretty awesome. Or a 3D VR green screen room. Oh my God. That's really cool. What I'm talking about is getting rid of the little Spanish pistolas. And yes, somebody was mentioning that we do clearings once a month. Oh my God, are the clearings powerful? It's one of the things I've been gifted with. I am tremendously, I don't even have the word for it. Powerful? Is that the right word? Oh my God, can I help you get light? And that's coming up in a few short weeks in the School of Mystics. I'll leave that alone. But during this time of massive shift, we get to let go. Okay, if it works out, great. If we're here for a long time in Quebec, great, and we'll still be stateside, and we're going to go worldwide, and we're relatively near an international international airport because it's time to visit you everywhere. It's time for us to be everywhere. We just want to have one grounded local space. It's time for us to go everywhere, and it's time for you to come here, relatively speaking. But I've let go. I've let gone. I let go of that outcome. If that happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. If something else happens, great. I let go. And then I observe the emotions of it. Oh my God, I feel like crap. I feel like doot doot. I feel. It's okay. So it's let go, it's observe, and I would say, oh, have some kindness and compassion for yourself. And this is part of the reassembly. Reassembly ain't easy. Why? Because reassembly, and that's the time of Lionsgate right now, reassembly requires disassemblance, being broken apart. Now, I don't know about you, but if I assembled a 10,000 piece puzzle and went through all this trouble and took these days, weeks, months, years to assemble a 10,000 or 100,000 piece puzzle, I'm probably not going to go woohoo when that puzzle is torn apart. Maybe I will. Chances are I will not. We don't usually celebrate disassembly. When I used to do a lot of one-on-one coaching, I would. If somebody came to me and they said things have fallen apart inside, I'd be going, this is awesome because this is a turning point in their life. It absolutely is. So we let go, we observe, and we allow. That's the hardest part, is that allowance for something to be rebuilt. This is 811, for that alignment to take place. Another brief story, and I hope you're enjoying these. And let me just do one thing here. A key point. The more thumbs up that we get, the more the YouTube algorithm says this show is hot, and start sharing it out to the world. So if you don't mind, give it a big thumbs up if you're enjoying it. You can share it, of course, as well. But even that helps the YouTube algorithm begin sharing it out to more people. All right, another brief story. Years ago, well, where do we begin this story? Way back when, a long time ago in a distant galaxy on a faraway planet, I had a near-death experience. And 2 weeks after that, my fiance, who is then training in Japan as a professional runner, left me via email. That hurt, and that hurt badly. I called that time period the festivities. And I spent about 2 or 3 years meditating, growing, healing, and spending lots and lots of time in the woods. Until I heard in meditation, it's time to get out of the woods. It's time to go meditate with others. You're going to find community. You're going to meet a special someone. And so I looked around at all the different meditation possibilities and found the Shambhala Center in Boulder, Colorado. And so I started meditating there once or then twice a day. And in fact, very quickly came to be the leader of meditations when I would go there. Bing! And there's a whole beautiful space in the room. And it was really, really cool. During this time, I'll let Jessica share her whole story. Oh my gosh, I can't go there, but oh, wow. She's going to be writing it in an upcoming book. I'll let her tell you all about it. Let's just say Jessica escaped from a religious organization. We'll call it that. We'll leave it at that. We'll plant that little teaser. And she came to the meditation center one evening, and I'm there in this giant ornate gold. They had pressed gold, like gold paint on the walls, and red and Tibetan Buddhist displays and ornate decorations everywhere. This giant meditation hall. And I'm up there with like one or two other people. And I'm supposed to have my eyes closed, but she comes in and I feel this energy. And I look, and there's this woman going way across the hall. I can't tell who or what she is. And truth be told, she was trying to get as far away from me as possible, even though she hadn't met me yet. But she's seeing a guy in cycling clothes with long hair, and she's going, "That's so Boulder. I will go over here. Thank you very much." But I'm recognized immediately. This is the woman I'm going to marry. And I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And so at the end of the meditation, yeah, I didn't say anything to her. It's a whole lot of story here, but I didn't say anything to her. I was too scared of what I was going to say. And I had a belief. I could have done better. It worked out. I had this belief that the universe is going to take care of things. The universe is going to take care of things. I won't give you the whole story, but the next day we had almost a repeat scenario, and she spoke to me first. The universe is going to take care of things. So I've got this amazing home that I'm interested in, and this amazing piece of land for a retreat center and for meditations and for recordings and so forth. And I have to go to the same exact philosophy. And this is the energy of Lionsgate. I let go, I observe, and I allow. I let go, observe, and allow. And a lot of people are mentioning clearings. This is a hugely powerful and important time for clearings, particularly August, because September, the energy is going to be full on. Big time energy. Big time energy. And I'm hearing this from so many different directions. And so you want to get as light as you can now. Reassemble as much of yourself as you can now before we get to that energy. And it'll just help us feel so much better too. So we let go, we observe, and we allow. Allow the answer to come to you. Allow the future to come to you. Allow yourself to be reassembled. Allow your Jessica or your Michael or your whomever to come into your life. So what we do is we let go, and then we dance, and then we let go any even more. What does it mean to dance? It means to find a way to bring your energy up. So Terry, let's not go with September is going to be worse than this. Let's go with September is going to help free us even more than this. Free us from the old paradigms. Free us from the old ways of being. Free us from the old patterns. But to free us from the old patterns, there may be some discomfort in the process. I'm not an ooga booga scary kind of guy. I'm not going to tell you it's all going to be bad news bears. I'm also going to tell you it's not all going to be honey and roses. It's all going to be life, but life intensified. That's why School of Mystics this month is about filling everybody's soul and filling everybody's tank, getting those energy way up, or energies, so that, Dawn says, should we take a vacation in September if possible? Oh, if you can take a vacation in September, absolutely. If you can take a vacation right now, absolutely. Why? The more we refill the tanks, thank you, Colleen, it is going to be magical. The more magical it can be. Why? We carry this portal energy with us. We carry this portal energy within us. And this portal energy is all about what is that big picture that you desire, or something even better than that. Or something even better. Now we're talking. You see, when I say let go, when I say allow, what do I really mean by that? I mean that whether you believe in angels, whether you believe in guides, whether you just believe that there is more to you than the you that is here, in other words, there's a higher self version of yourself. There's something or someone's on the other side of this veil, no matter what we want to call that are controlling levers, sort of like the Wizard in Oz, are pulling on different levers to have us go different directions, to have us do different things, to learn, to grow, to expand. And at the same time, we're running a lot of programs that are not ours that we get to drop. So we learn how to drop all the programming that's not ours. And then we have some faith and trust that the ones up above, or whatever that means, are pulling on some good levers to get us to an even better place. You see, the thinking mind, and this comes up during Lionsgate, it comes up big time. The thinking mind cannot think big enough. The thinking mind cannot think big enough. Well, maybe I'll get, a tiny little home for Jessica and Hannah Bear and myself, and we'll come here a few months out of the year. Oh my God, is it amazing here? And trust me, everyone, you're all invited. When this goes down, it is. When it's going down, let's put a better term. When this comes together, cancel, clear, release. When this comes together, you're all going to be invited. We're going to do retreats. We're going to do all sorts of cool stuff. It's right across the border. It's not far, but it's amazing here. But what we get to do is let go of the thinking that says it has to be in this little safety box right here. It has to be this particular thing. Bonjour, Marie Paulet. Oh. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be anything. Our minds limit us. I want to say our minds are two-dimensional beings in a three-dimensional world. Actually, our minds are infinite. They are so multi-dimensional we can't even begin to understand. And yet we tend to think in, two-dimensional ways on a flat sheet of paper rather than going three-dimensionally or however many dimensions you want to call it. We tend to think flat paper thinking. Everything is as it is, and that's all it can be. This is Lionsgate. Let go of the idea that it is as it is. Oh, Peaches says, you need a lot of money for a retreat center, though, Michael. That's what I'm talking about, Peaches. That ain't the case. That ain't the case at all. If I am meant to have a retreat center, Peaches, the retreat center will show up. The money will show up. The miracles, which have already taken place. We're watching. We're in the midst of miracles. Whether it's this place or another place, it's happening. It's a done deal. It's happening. Or something even better. The limiting two-dimensional belief. I'm not picking on you, Peaches. I've been there. The limiting two-dimensional belief says, well, then I'm going to need a lot of money. I'm going to need a lot of this. I'm going to need a lot of that. I'm going to. And then you find yourself on the mountain crying, going, oh my God, I give up. And the universe goes, woohoo, he gave up. Which means that we can help reassemble him now, put him back together now that he's completely fallen apart at a higher level. That's what 8 represents. The or something better than you could possibly imagine. Or something better than you could possibly imagine. So that fell apart. Something better can come about. Our editing team is magically going away, and we send all our love in the world. And I don't know who or what is going to be editing the show coming forward, but it'll be even better. It will reassemble at a higher level. We've had AV challenges this year to help us to reassemble at a higher level. It's a new way of looking at things. It's a new way of understanding things. Yeah, somebody's mentioning their computer. I have 2 computers. I have this computer right here, which I try not to touch other than shows like this. And then I have my main computer that I work on, which now I might name Stripes. I've been joking about zebras this summer, and it's got lines going across the screen. I'm like, how do I see into this thing? And it's saying you will get another computer at an even higher level. We are reassembling ourselves to something greater than we can imagine if we allow that in. You did a summer of live events, Michael. Yes, I did. It was cool. It's been fun. And now I want to play with how can I make even more, I want to make shows that have more traction, that we can add a couple zeros to the end of how many people get to see them because of how many lives we got to change. What can we do to achieve that? Ooh, how does it get any better than this? We were saying we want to be stateside, we want to be stateside. We've never been to Quebec. We come to Quebec and it hits us not like a smack in the face, but a, wow, this feels good. And wow, the water. They say you will know a place by the water. You will know a place by the water. If you resonate with the water, you found your home. And we drank the water here and we're like, oh my God. I'm like, whoa. Whoa. Doesn't mean it's our only home. Oh my God, do I love the ocean? Oh my God, do I love Florida? Oh my God, do I love Colorado? But I go, wow, I'm home. And I go, okay, I'm going to observe this. I'm going to let go. I'm going to allow for the or something better to come about. Lionsgate right now is about manifestation at a higher level than you could possibly imagine. Don't sell yourself short. Don't have a small dream. Make it big. Make it fat. Make it scary. Make it over the top. An over the top, big, fat, hairy, scary dream. And then allow it to be something even better than that. Well, what's better than having a new relationship? What's better than having a new home, a new job, a new this, a new that? We'll go bigger. How about that family you've always wanted to start? How about owning that business or peace or relaxation or such incredible abundance you don't have to work, but you want to give back and you want to do good things all over the place? Imagine. That's the next step. I'm hearing, of course, John Lennon right now, imagine there's no heaven. Well, what if heaven is on earth? What if there is no heaven out there? The heaven is in here. And what if we just kick back? This is going to really kick back in this chair. Forgive me. What if I go, wow, it'd be really cool to have a retreat center. It'd be really cool to have that home. What if you were to just take time and go quiet and play with your thoughts and to recognize what's on your heart? What if you did that? What if that's what this time period is about? If this time period is about imagining and manifesting at the level of your highest imagination or something even better. So it means taking the time to feel what you feel without judgment, and then taking the time to dream without limitations, without judgment. You know what's harder? Not looking at the negative emotions, but dreaming something big. Dreaming big is way harder. So Lisa is saying, I find myself manifesting about what I feel are material things. Is that bad? Heck no, Lisa. Want what you want. Want that pull that's on your heart. Always look at what's behind it. Well, I want the nice house, the nice bed, because I want the this and that, and that's going to put me in a nice, safe, secure space. And when I feel good, there's so much that I want to do. It's okay to want what you want. Totally okay. Now, I like looking at balance at this point. You know, when you bring something in, can take something out. How can I help get to a carbon negative or at least a carbon zero world? What can I do to participate in helping the shift of humanity, the shift of consciousness, the shift of the planet? Of course. But it's okay to want what you want. Don't feel guilty about it at all. Because at the end of the day, it's an energetic game. Nobody's ever helped improve the planet by feeling guilty. Now, of course, this does not mean that you go out and you buy yourself the biggest, baddest Hummer that you can. That's not what I'm saying. and definitely live by the rule of 7 generations. Let's look ahead. You know, what's Hana and I are going to think about the way we're living? Well, the home that we're planning on going into has geothermal heating. We're going to look at putting in a new electrical pump. We're looking at making this place carbon negative so we can actually give back electricity to the community rather than burn coal, or in this case, it's hydro. But you get what I'm saying. To give back. Want what you want and understand the greatest fear does not come from not getting things. The greatest fear does not come from failure. The greatest fear does not come from any of the worries or concerns of the egoic mind. The greatest fear comes from how big you may be, how much you can dream, and how scary it is to have that big, bad dream. Jay Rogers? Don't stop thinking. Don't even. It is such a fallacy that we need to have an empty mind. I've held space at meditation centers for years. We were called over to Thailand to run a mindfulness meditation center. Guess what, Jay Rogers? You have a big fat, let me go there, a big fat, because that's what your brain is, fat, myelinated superhighway as well. You have a supercomputer of a mind. Use it for all it's worth. It's where you place your focus that matters. And, I grew up being labeled as ADD before they had ADD, before that was a PC term. They called it hyperactive. And I like the term from the movie Real Genius, was a hyperkinetic mind. It was too far ahead of the game to pay attention to the slow world. Jessica would say, now I'm in the slower world. And perhaps compared to Hannah Bear, I am. But you take that supercomputer mind, Jay Rogers, and you put it on a particular focus, on a particular idea, on a particular dream, on a particular desire. And you let go to allow something even greater to blossom. Now you're talking. And you don't have to go empty mind to do so. You can, of course. Each morning I take time to what I call drool before I go into my automatic writing, to give space. But I don't judge if there's a thought. I don't judge if there's 100 million thoughts. I watch, I observe, and then the question becomes, well, what's the watcher or observer doing? No, they're just watching or observing. That's all they're doing. But it's okay. The bigger picture question, Jay Rogers, and for everybody, is what are you scared of dreaming? What are you scared of dreaming? I am the same way. Looking across the way yesterday, I'm going, I don't want to look at the house. I'm scared of looking at the house. What if? Yeah, the biggest fear is how big you can dream of what is possible, because you're afraid of having what is possible that you don't even have right now being taken away from you. How nutty is that? You're scared of what is possible being taken away from you before you even have it. That's nutso. That's insanity. That's something that we have been gifted by the tribe. We've all been given this fear that you better think small. You better play it small. If you have big dreams, it's going to be ripped out from underneath you. You're going to be hurt. And so you better play it safe. We got 1 or 2 more really powerful days of this Lionsgate right here. Please don't play it safe. Play it big. Play it scary. Play it ugly. Play it huge. Play it humongous. Do not play it small. Nobody was meant to play it small. You will get to the other side of the veil. You and I will get to the other side of the veil. And because you heard me, it means we're in the same soul group family. And we'll be talking. And you'll be going, well, I wanted to play it small. But you'll be noticing on the other side of the veil that you're a god. We're all gods. We're all infinite, divine, immortal creators. You are. There's nothing else you could be. You're an infinite, divine, immortal creator that has temporarily squashed a bit of your essence into this physical meat suit. It's a beautiful meat suit. I love this meat suit. Mwah. You should love your meat suit too. It's carrying you everywhere. It's good. It's awesome. I don't care how challenged. I don't care how broken. I don't care how sickly. I don't care how infirmed. I don't care how anything. It's still freaking awesome. It's awesome up until your last breath, and then it's still awesome. It's awesome. And it ain't you. You are an infinite, divine, immortal God. That's who and what you are. You are the whole of God. Fractal representation, it means a repeating pattern, holographic pattern. It means you are infinite and you are part of the infinite, both at the same time, repeating in all directions. When you get that, you stop playing it small and you start to dream something bigger. You start to dream of something better. You start to realize how capable you are of these big, bold, hairy, amazing, incredible, wonderful, stupendous dreams. And you can be fearful for the moment. Well, I don't know what the next step is. I don't know if we're going to get this place. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should. Hello, Mr. McFly. Anybody in there? Let's do something about it. That's what you get to do. And because we're talking about the power of eights, because we're talking about the power of the Lionsgate, there's something you get to do is to imagine it's even better than you could possibly imagine. How's that for circuitous logic? You get to imagine it's even better than something you can imagine. Why? Because all of your imagination, now I'm not talking about plugging into the universe. I'm talking about the part of things. That's coming from your conscious thinking mind. If you drop that, people are saying nice echo. Well, I hope it sounds good. If you drop that, guess what? When you stop thinking about what's possible, greater possibilities come to you from angels, from guides, from elders, from ancestors, from everything or anything on the other side of the veil. But something different will come to you from a higher blueprint, from a higher level understanding about yourself. Your higher self, the you that is everywhere right now, it has a blueprint, it has an idea. It totally knows where to take you, which is something better than you could ever have imagined. Ever have imagined. One of our dearest friends in the world, she's here tonight, Emily Ward. We met her down in St. Augustine, Florida. Better than we ever could have imagined. Mark and Tamar, dear, dear friends now. Like friends that we met lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime ago. Better than everything I could ever have imagined. Speaking to you right here, right now, I can remember when we started this show. We were in Jessica's childhood bedroom. We'd been kicked off of Maui. We had a car, a little Suzuki hatchback or a crossover in the driveway. We couldn't afford to register. We had no money to our names. Jessica was sick. I was broken. It took us about 6 months to make our first $60. Thank God for Jessica's parents. And here I am speaking to you, speaking weekly before hundreds of thousands of people, quite literally. Hundreds of thousands of people. I could never have conceived that with my conscious mind. That just wasn't possible. But I put it out there. In fact, Lionsgate at that time, which was when the show started almost 9 years ago. 9 years ago. So right now it is Sunday, August 11th. We launched the show. We made this decision to launch it about this time, probably like 8/8 of what was it, 2015. We decided to launch it on 9/11 to bring light to the darkness. How does it get any better than this? We're planting the seeds at this time. We're planting the seeds of what's possible. Where could we go? How can we do this? What will it look like? That's where I want you to play right now. And I want you to play that beyond your conscious mind, which means to take time. You don't have to take time and meditate. You don't have to go, not making fun of meditation. What I want you to do is tune into your higher self. Hey, higher self, what do you got in mind for me? Hey, higher self, what would be really cool? Angels and guides, I need some help right here. So Dear Rogers is saying, I need help right here. Awesome, Dear Rogers. I send you so much love. Go to your angels, go to your guides, go to your ancestors, go to your elders, go to your angels. Do it in automatic writing, do it in journaling, do it in prayer, do it in dance, do it in song, do it in a hypnagogic state, do it in Sufi whirling dervish, do it in any way you can or you want. But connect with the other side and taking time in the silence and asking, what is something even better than I could possibly imagine that could be coming to me? We have a main building. That's where we stay. We have a tunnel. And this, Mark was helping me dream this. We have a tunnel that helps us get, has all the equipment in it that helps us get to a negative carbon footprint for the home. And then we have this second building where we bring in guests. We have this VR center. We have meditation. We have all of these different things that are taking place there. We have more room for Hana Bear to play, and on it goes. And I start to get really excited, and I start to be in this world of possibilities, and I start to listen even more. And wow, wow, wow. That's where you get to play right now. Even if you said, Michael, this is my last day on earth. And I have had close to those calls where people have said, this is it. I've given X amount of days or whatever to live. I have a hard time not being excited for them. This doesn't mean I want to check out early, cancel, clear release. Nothing could be further from the truth. But I'm like, can you see how exciting it's going to be and what you're going to see on the other side? You're going to have all your loved ones around you. You're going to have the ability to fly. You're going to have the ability to learn. You are going to be connected. Everybody that you think you're going to miss here is going to be there with you, and on it goes. And there's going to be the Rainbow Bridge, and all of your pets are going to be with you, and you're going to be surrounded in such incredible love. Can you get excited about it? Now we're talking. You see, there's never a time not to get excited about something. There's never a time where you're not going to be reassembled at the highest level. That's what we get to play with at the end of this Lionsgate, is you being reassembled at the highest level, higher than anything you could ever possibly grok. So what we get to do is listen to a higher self, which means we need space or a practice or a process to do so. It could be automatic writing. It could be learning the skills we teach in the School of Mystics. It can be hugging a tree. It can be anything. I'm not making light of anything. But we need you to have the time to listen to your higher self. And then it means, indigo, excitement in failures and wins. Absolutely. And Joseph is going, you can have living knowing. You can have that clear thought. And Joseph looks like, from his image, could be a younger person. The younger gen, all is coming in clear thought. It's really cool. And our job as the elders, and they're really the elders, let's be honest, is to help them hold on to that clear thought and help get back to that clear thought for ourselves, which we do with a little space. And then we do by letting go of the ideas of it needs to be this way. It has to be this way. This is how I want it. This is how I need it. I've got to have it. No. It's this. Forgive me. Sorry, I can feel that you feel that energy. This is not the energy of this. And this is the energy. Somebody's mentioning Space Coast, right down the road from where we were living. We found out halfway through the year last year that we could actually have rocket ship launches from the house. They weren't that loud, so people are going, well, how did you not know that they're rocket ships launching? But you could see them from the house. And Hannah Bear was smitten watching. She'd watch on TV the countdown, and then she'd see the rocket ship take off on TV. This is at almost 2 years of age. And then she'd go outside and see it continuing up, and she's like, light bulb. We get to let go of how we want things to be, or how we have, or things have to be, to allow in the or something better. My house needs a yard. My house needs a this. My house needs a that. This place is amazing. And it doesn't check off all the boxes. It may check off some boxes that are even better. I remember, let's be honest. Let's be really honest. No, Michael, let's be really honest. I had a, what do we call it? We'll call it an intention or a manifestation sheet next to my bed. It's actually framed. And it had on there a list of who and what I wanted for a partner. And at the end, it had the or something better listed. And it even had and I surrender. And if it's not meant to be, I'm happy to become a monk or something like that. It was tongue in cheek, but I did put it down there. It was a letting go. It was a surrendering. So I had this list of characteristics that I wanted in my partner. Now, I got some of the things on the list. I didn't get all of them. I got the most important ones. And the single most important one was someone who helps me to become even more of who I'm capable of being. Be careful what you wish for. Someone, and I'm so glad I got that. Someone who makes you even capable of being even more than you think you're capable of being. I'm tongue twisting it now. I didn't get everything on the list. I got things that were even better than I could possibly imagine. Make your list right now. Put it out there. Dream and let go. Um, Ambergeddon. Expectations are premeditated resentments, not a good formula for manifesting. Yeah, beautiful. Let go at the highest level. Now, when you feel a pull on your heart, go in that direction. The energetic pull is awesome. That's coming from your higher self. Just let go of the attachment of how it has to be. We need to unplug from the attachment to the outcome, unplug to allow ourselves to be disconnected or reassembled, then plugged back in at a higher level. Then that gets unplugged and plugged in at a higher level, and then that gets unplugged and plugged in at a higher level, and that gets unplugged, plugged in and plugged in and plugged in. Or sort of like with Jessica, I got to unplug, whoa, and let go. That's the most important thing for this Lionsgate. Lionsgate is the energy of renewal, the energy of rebirth, the energy of letting go to a much higher level. And so our job, your job, is to recognize, what do you want? And a lot of people say, I don't know what I want. Guess what? You do. You don't need to know the job. You don't need to know the career path or the life path or the this path or the that path or what you need to do or get to do. How do you want to feel? I want to feel abundant. I want to feel prosperous. I want to feel helpful. I want to feel needed. I want to feel loved. I want to feel safe. I want to feel secure. I want to feel healthy. I want to. These are good wannas. Start with the merry wanna. What will light you up? And that was Mary, not Mary. And if Mary, if you're watching this, we love you too. What will light you up? Your job is to recognize that, recognize what you want, recognize the energies behind it, recognize any and all of the energy that you're feeling presently, and then let go to an even higher level. This is what's most important. Letting go to an even higher level. Letting go and understanding or acknowledging that your higher self will reassemble things at a higher level than you could possibly imagine. So we don't hold on. We don't go, what is it I need to say to Jessica? What is it I need to say to Jessica? How am I going to impress Jessica? What am I going to say to Jessica? You know what I did? I left the meditation center. You go to put your shoes back on. So I go into the kind of a changing room. And there's Jessica. And she's just picked up her cycling helmet. Haha. So she's putting on her cycling helmet, or got her helmet in her hands. And so I grab my cycling helmet. Hello, Boulder. I grab my cycling helmet. I point at her helmet. I point at my helmet to make the connection. I bow and I leave without saying a single word. I completely and totally let go. I was also a scaredy cat, but I completely and totally let go. And the something even better took place. It was reassembled better than I could ever imagine. So give yourself space to be reinvented. Give yourself time to be reinvented. Give yourself the opportunity to chew gum or whatever it is, to ruminate, to take space, to take time. I'm like looking up at the heavens going, Take that time for a higher solution to come to you. Take that time for something even better. So I like doing attunements. And I'm going to give you just a very basic one. You can say it once, you can say it 100 times, you can say it 1,000 times, but it helps shift your energy. I'm going to take a sip of water here. And I do lots of this fun stuff, but to a much deeper level in the School of Mystics. Come join us. But I'm going to do this with you right here and now. So hold on. All right. Here it goes. Feel free to repeat along with me, or repeat after me, or repeat it later, or not repeat it at all. What kind of cycling helmet do you recommend? Rather than a brand of cycling helmet, get a helmet that is MIPS. That helps you with rotational falls and hitting your head rather than just a straight square on smack. And I'm convinced that saved my life, along with the angels and guides, at least once. MIPS. All right. And then just the best fit you can. Here we go. I give space to be reinvented. I give space for my higher self. I give space for a higher level solution. I give space for the or something even better. I give space. I give space. I give space. I am free. I am free. I am free. Do you feel the difference in your energy? Do you feel how that instantly kind of just shifted you? Do you feel how it can open you up to possibilities? I give space. I give space. I give space. I am free. I am free. I am free. That's what I want you to do. That's where I want you to play. Play in this freedom, play in this space, play in this possibility. If you go, well, Lionsgate is ending tomorrow, or if you're watching this a day or two from now, Lionsgate is ending, so I missed. You didn't miss anything. You can play with this energy all day long. Remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. And seriously, time ain't real. Time appears real here. Portals appear real here. But you can actually go to a portal anytime by putting yourself in that space and energy. I can go to a portal of solar eclipse. I can go to a portal of 8-8. Heck, I can go to 888. Well, Jessica and I, to do a little bit more on the Jessica story, we got married on 10-10-10. You can go to those energies. And we practiced this for a long time, but guess what? Just the fact that you're watching this means you're part of our soul family, means that you are an elder, means that you are an old soul, means that you've been doing this for countless lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You just have collective amnesia, as I did here in this earth, collective amnesia, not here and now, but before here and now, so that you could learn, so that you could go. This is all good. This is all great. This is all perfect. At the end of the day, it's all about giving space, and giving space. So I've had a lot of tech challenges lately. It's about giving space. I've had a few boo-boos lately. It's about giving space. We've had not boo-boos with the business. Well, we'll call them not growing pains, growing opportunities with the business. And I guess I was echoing a lot earlier. I'm not used to this mic stand, and now this will probably echo a lot less. It's about space. It's about time. It's about the Lionsgate, about reassembled and being reborn, rebirthed at a higher level. And how does it get any better than this? We allow ourselves to be reassembled at the highest level for our highest good and the highest good of all, or something even better, by giving space, and more space. And like the Lionsgate dictates, we allow in for that or something even better. Because I promise you, it is coming, or something even more. And Rhea's getting the shivers here, and that means energy is going through her, and energy is going through you too. Dennis and Celeste and Heen and Ambergeddon. The energy is going through all of us right now, because our higher selves are going, speak that truth, Michael, because it ain't coming from me. And your higher self is saying, I've got something even more planned for you. And let's begin today. So I'm going to take another sip of water. And is your drinking water fluoride, says Harlan. I do not know. I do not believe the water here is fluoridated, but I do use a zero water filter, which would take out that fluoride anyway. But let me drink a little bit of water, and then let's go into your beautiful, beautiful questions. And we have a new member of the Backstage Pass. We have been getting up videos very sporadically over the last few weeks since I've gotten to Quebec. I'm working on the IT behind it still. I've recorded video after video, but I'm having a hard time with the translation. I do get to go on a new cell phone service because we're here for a longer period of time, starting at some point this week, which should make that easier to translate. So hang in there if you're a Backstage Pass member. We've got lots of videos and lots of goodness coming your way, and we're going to do our best to get them to you quickly. That's that join button down below. So welcome, Deborah Peters. So let's first go to Melanie. First, I'll have a sip of water here. And I love playing with Tai Ming. That was Steve Martin. Tai Ming, Melanie. No. And we have a kitty whose name is Love Bug, but we call her Love Buggy. Same concept. Is meditation anything that we do with intention? There are all different kinds of meditations that we can do, Melanie. You can do meditations that are about intention. You can do meditations for healing. You can do meditations with light, with energy, with sound, with space, with dimensions, basically an infinite number of meditations. What I'm recommending here is you put an idea out to the universe and you either just go quiet with that idea or just daydream with that idea. If you wanted to take that to a next level, you could put it out there and just put it out there and just don't think about it. Don't think about anything. Thought comes up, oh, maybe I need to catch him. What you're doing is giving space for the universe to chase you down, but it doesn't need to be a formal meditation. I'm making a workbook for automatic writing right now and be teaching people about this exercise I call the 10 count to help quiet the mind. It doesn't even need to be that. It can just be, I want to say the sweet silence. It can just be pausing for a second, pausing for a minute, but not worrying about it needing to be this formal thing. Now, as far as an intention and as far as the Lionsgate goes, take time to dream. That's all. Just take time to dream. It can be dreaming in silence. It can be dreaming with headphones on and theta brain entrainment music, but take time to dream. Canadian lady, I feel some negative energy lately. Is this from the huge solar flares? Solar flares, I believe, help with, or in my opinion, and from what I'm hearing, it's not so much that solar flares give us negative energy. Solar flares help us to disassemble to be reassembled at a higher level. That disassembling process feels crazy, feels chaotic. And now let's add to that, there's a lot of stuff going down from the old guard in the world today. There's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of mayhem, there's a lot of people checking out, there's a lot of war. And so so much discomfort. So you add that. So you've got solar flare energy certainly coming in. You've got a Lionsgate, which is trying to disassemble and reassemble you at a higher level. You've got political strife, and you've got wars, and you've got floods and floods and floods, and you've got volcanoes, and you've got earthquakes. And it is real easy to feel all of that. And so what we do is we do not judge that. We observe that. We love up that. And then we go, and Canadian lady, where do I want to go? Okay, that's all real. That's all going on. It's both real and it's story. It's real out there and it's not real in this very moment. Where do I want to go? Because anything other than that disempowers you. You will never, ever find me disempowering you because you're God. You're not the whole of God. You're a holographic representation of God because you are the infinite. You are the divine. You are immortal. You are a creator. You are a creator. And so what is it I want to create, even though there's all this stuff going on? Because if I do anything else, if I say, yeah, but I've not only disempowered myself, I've put myself in the role of the victim. You can't do anything positive. It is I'll go with limiting belief. It is a challenge to build and create when you're in the role of victim and oppressed. The two do not go hand in hand. So what's coming to me now is Nelson Mandela. He was in prison for quite a long time. And he led a nation and a people to freedom. He was not thinking, I'm oppressed and I'm a victim. He was not thinking about, there are all these negative energies bringing me down. And boy, that dude had a lot of stuff that he could have been going. I can't believe I just called Nelson Mandela dude. Please forgive me. He had a lot of things he could be saying that about. Instead, he was doing just what I'm talking about here tonight. He was envisioning a new future. He was envisioning a whole new way of being for his country, for his friends, his family, his compatriots. He was dreaming of a new way of existence, even beyond anything he could possibly imagine. But he was putting it out there, just like we're doing, rather than going to a state of victimhood. That's what we each get to do right now. Linda, some tips to what we can do when the Lionsgate is open. That's what I've been doing. Dream big. Let go, observe, allow, and dream. Let go, observe, allow, and dream. One more time. Let go. I let go of how things have to be. observe. I feel the energies that are coming through me. It's okay. It's okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. It's okay. It's okay. Let go, allow, let go, observe, allow. I'm going to be with however things are going to turn out. And dream. Wow, it'd be really cool if, that'd be really cool if I had the home, if I had the retreat center, if we're going back and forth, we're going to Florida, we're going to Mont Tremblant, we're going to speak in Paris, we're going to speak in Salt Lake City, we're going to this event, we're going to meet people here, we're going to go walk the Incan Trail or run the Incan Trail, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and we're, wow, 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 wow. Do that right now. Michael, when does the Lionsgate end? I have heard several competing things. I've heard that it's both 28 days, and I've also heard that it ends on the 12th when that alignment of, I want to say it's Sirius and the alignment of the Earth and the alignment of Leo and the Sun, when that cosmic alignment ends, which is after or on about the 12th that Lionsgate closes. But I look at energy as never being binary. So yes, Sirius, Orion's belt, Earth, and the Sun. I look at those things as never being binary. Other than maybe the energy of an eclipse-ish, but even that isn't binary because the energy of the eclipse affects you whether you're there in the totality, whether you're not. Energy always rises and falls, and rises and falls. So even if we're past the 12th when you watch this, you're still there in the energy. And remember, this is not, I don't like the term lip service. This is not a made-up thing. Time ain't real. In fact, we're starting to see that more and more. I like to say that the timelines are getting confused. Hannah Bear earlier today was saying something like gold star, gold star, gold star. And Jessica's like, why is she saying gold star? Why is she saying gold star? And then she gets on FaceTime with her grandmother, who shows her a book that has on like the front cover or something. And I don't have all the details. A gold star. Hannah Bear had been talking about the gold star for hours before seeing the book. Time ain't real. You can go to the Center of Noetic Sciences where they study this stuff. And there's this thing called precognition, us knowing things before they took place. And they've scientifically studied it and proved it to a level of science beyond, what do they call it? Is it 6 sigma, 7 sigma? To a level of science beyond any of the pharmaceutical drugs that we have, that we pay money for. It's that statistically proven that we think thoughts of things before they actually occur because time ain't real. Which means the Lionsgate is physically, in theory, closing tomorrow. And on the other hand, it ain't. It's open for any time we want to go back and dive into that energy, to feel that energy, to not believe in that energy, but kind of bathe ourselves or make ourselves awash in that energy. Somebody else was mentioning Zero Filter. I'm not sponsored by any products. If you do use something like Zero Filter, though, please put minerals and magnesium back in your water because it strips it all out. And what I'm learning more and more about health, and I get to do an even better job, I'm convinced the more, if we did one thing for our health, of just love up our water, which literally changes the crystalline structure of water. We will literally change the crystalline structure of ourselves just by loving up water and taking better care of water. From Linda, we'll take a few more questions here and then go to a meditation. Do money meditations and affirmations really work? Of course. All of it works. Nothing is hocus pocus. It is all energy. It is all about what you do. Do some things work better than others? Yes. Do some have an easier time working than others? Yes. Is it all good for us? Yes, yes, yes. You find what works, what you feel into, what's best to you, and that's what you play with. Now, also understand that things do not necessarily happen along our timeline. You may want money to pay the rent yesterday. I get it. You may want money to make sure that you're not evicted yesterday. I get it. It will happen. We do our best to focus on it. It will happen in the best way, at the best time, for your highest good or something even better. Now, Does not mean that we don't put it out there. This does not mean that we don't ask for help. This does not mean that we give up, but we allow. We allow no matter what. So, I'm not necessarily doing a money meditation and affirmation, but I'm certainly doing a whole bunch of stuff and bathing in this energy of this property, even though, let's be honest, my egoic mind will then try to bring me back down, and then I get to bring myself back up, and then it brings me down and bring it back up. But I'm going to go look at the home listing again and go envision and imagine and see how we put all the pieces together later this evening so that we can build this whole beautiful, amazing thing. That's what we get to do. Brooklyn girl. Excuse me, sniffles. How do we release resistance to what we want to create? How do we let go of the very thing we fear the most, which is stopping us from manifesting? Play. Play with it. Now, certainly, you can come to the School of Mystics in 2 weeks. We're going to do another massive clearing. Actually, you can join the School of Mystics, and you can rewind a couple weeks because everything's recorded, and you can do a very big clearing that we had just 2 weeks ago and help start to get you light. It works just as well recorded as live. Help start getting you light tonight. But then we play. Please note, you play, you play, you play. Somebody mentioned their sister here, and I didn't catch the whole thing. The ticker went too fast. The music at the end, Shine Bright, is my sister, Ayla Ray. And she went to school for acting, drama, and music, and then she went to Broadway, didn't make it there. Went to LA, Hollywood, didn't make it there, though she did make an album. I don't even know that she put it out. Got married, had kids, had this beautiful artistic photography business, but never stopped making music. Never stopped making music. And then start doing it more and more and dreaming more and more and dreaming more and more and more. And now she's got a Rolodex of everybody of who's who in the music industry. And I'm talking at the highest level. So is it A&R Records, or your head of all of the record labels? She could just call up. And she's flying all over the country. She was in Nashville this past week, all over the country, producing, working with others, building other people's careers, building her careers. She's now got movies and on and on and on it goes. And I'm calling her award-winning because I know she's already there. By just playing with what pulled on her heart. And she's kept playing and kept playing and kept playing. And all of a sudden, that energy starts massively coming back. That's what you get to do, Linda. You get to play with this. From me. That's what the name is, me. So I'll go with me. How do we overcome our own resistance when it arises within our meditation or prayer? Look at it. Observe it. Have compassion for it. Let it know it's going to be all right. But do not judge it. And you don't have to have a pity party with it. I was very close to the pity party yesterday, and so instead I observed the pity party. Then I went and threw myself, not through, cancel, clear, release. I put myself very gently in the waterfall. Play with it, observe it, love yourself up. How do you deal, Stephanie? How do you deal with releasing something that getting sucked back into focusing on it as soon as something triggers present again? Myelinated superhighway. What does that mean? It means you create grooves in the record so you can energetically let go of something and then fall back into the old groove. One of the things I do when I do clearing work is I help fill the grooves with something else so it is harder to get stuck back in that rut. But if you cleared it and you go back into the rut, first off, let's clear it again. Secondly, let's look at the habits. Geographically, people-wise, temporally, all of this. Let's look at the habits that bring you back there. So for instance, if somebody is an alcoholic in their current life, and we take them out of their current life and we bring them someplace else and we get them, we take them to a retreat center and we get them healed, or not healed isn't the right word. We get them doing much better. And then we go back them into the same old environment with old friends, with old patterns, with old habits, with old this, with old that. Sooner or later, it becomes ridiculously difficult. Cancel, clear, release. It can still be done to not get sucked back into the old habits, the old ways of being. What we need to do is change the habits, Stephanie. So we've got habitual thinking, but we've also got everything else that's a habit as well. So, for instance, you could start drinking, literally, with your left hand instead of your right hand. Brushing teeth with your left hand instead of your right hand. Moving to a different town. Getting up at a different time. Meeting with different friends. having a different hobby, having a different job, anything you can do to add to increase some differentness allows you to be reassembled in a, for lack of another word, different way, which helps keep you from getting back stuck in those same old ruts. And of course, then we clear, and then we refill with something else. Will the Lionsgate bring my soulmate? How do I know when the time is right? Julie, put it out there. Put it out there. Absolutely. It all adds up. It all makes a difference. How do you know when the timing is right? When the magical person appears. Was talking about, or Jessica was talking about this with our friends this evening at dinner, or just before dinner. I guess they were preparing dinner. And my parents had given up on me many years ago and thought I was going to be like an uncle of mine who moved to China, who came back, who just never could find that person, at least up till now. And they were convinced that was going to be me. And I wasn't convinced of that at all. It was going to happen perfectly, exactly when it was meant to, and not a moment sooner. And so I let go, I observed, I allowed, and I kept dreaming. And then when it was meant to be, there was Jessica, and it was just barely meant to be because Jessica was far more ahead of me on the healing scale. And so I'm like, hello. And she's like, ee. But fortunately, we were exactly at the right place for us to come together. Oh, Michael, sorry if you answered this. Why all the bears? I was thinking about that lately. Peaches, is there a spiritual significance? I grew up with a bear pendant that I wore all the time. In fact, I saw the bear pendant again. That one cracked and broke many years ago. I saw it again in Quebec City, and I meant to get it because I looked at a white bear pendant, and I said, I wonder if the one behind it will be orange like the one I had. And it was the exact same orange one. And I went to pick it up, and Hannah Bear was like running off for some toys or something. And I turned my back to Hannah Bear, and I forgot, and I left, and I never got it. But bears have always been an important part of my life. Bears are protectors. Bears are strong. Bears are they're maternal. They're paternal. They're fluffy. They're adept. They're survivors. They are capable, and they're so loving. And so when I look at Hannah Bear, who's the survivor of her twin sister, who went back to the other side and herself, she was meant to be a Hannah Bear. And Mama Bear, very strong, very fierce, very loving, very kind, very gentle. Oh, she's clearly a mama bear. And I am just so proud to be the papa bear watching over the whole family. So that's why we bring bears in. Now, what about Aya Bear? Well, she embodies all of those things as well, as does Ann Bear, as does other members of the team. Bears are awesome. They are protectors, they are loving, and they are strong, and they stand in their power. So, on that note, let me drink a sip of water. Let us go into a really, really, really brief meditation. And well, that's interesting. I didn't even notice that the computer has done great. It hasn't even been plugged in. How does it get any better than this? Let us plug in the computer, shall we? Hold on here. That's better. Good computer. Good computer. All right, let's take some water. Let's do a little meditation. All right. And I see there's so many more beautiful questions. I do my best to get to as many as I can. Certainly, School of Mystics, I'll answer even more of your questions. But chances are I may have answered at least part of what you're asking in the show. So go back and rewatch, and be sure to, the best way to rewatch it, if I'm honest, is rewatch it at 1.5 speed or 1.75, or if it's still sticking, at 2 times speed, so that you get the words, but get them in a shorter, condensed period of time. But chances are you will find your answers in there. Hold on here. I wonder what I sound like at 2 times speed. Holy smokes. All right. What are we going to do for a meditation? Ooh. Okay, we're going to have fun with it. When I say, what am I going to do for a meditation, I close my eyes. What I do is I get a visual. And then it's my job to bring that visual out before us. And I got a visual of a movie here. I think that was Emilio Estevez. I won't give away the movie, but a movie, Sheen. Martin Sheen is in this movie from like the 1970s, is the visual I'm being given. Wow. All right. Here's what I'd like to do. And And thank you, Aya Bear, for running everything here. Oh, and yes, a couple notes. Come join us, School of Mystics Wednesday. We'll put a code there. People will tell you how much they love it. If they are loving it, be honest, share. And it's transformative. Please share there. Free. Go to dailywoohoo.com and get my energetic attunement. Just reading this little newsletter will help shift your energy each and every day. And it gives you a lot of behind the scenes of what's going on here and behind the scenes goodness. Of course, we've got the videos for behind the scenes if you click that join button as well. And please thumbs up this. Let's see if we can get to 888 thumbs ups for this show. The more thumbs up that we get, the more that YouTube shares the show, the more that the algorithm says this as hot and begins to put it on people's walls as a recommended video. All right. Oh, yeah. Last but not least, I can hear Aya Bear speaking. She's saying Lee Harrow and Monica Moriani are going to be on the show on Thursday, and Lee Carroll is going to channel Cryon on the future of humanity and where we're going. This is going to be one powerful, positive show coming up this Thursday. And how does it get any better than this? All right, really brief meditation. So let's close our eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. Now, as you continue to breathe in and out, I want us to all join hands here. Everybody watching this, past, future, and present, we're going to all join hands as we breathe in together as one and out as one. In as one and out. In and out. Now, as we continue to breathe in and out together as one, in alignment, each and every one of us, we look up at the sky, at the night sky before us, and we see what looks like a disc in front of us. And this disc is spinning. It's almost like an Austin Power disc or any disc that you've seen in a sci-fi movie that starts opening up. It's spinning before us. It looks like a stargate. It looks like a portal opening up. It looks like a wormhole. It looks like a black hole, if you can actually see into the black hole, because light does not escape. But what you see is this spiraling light spiraling inwards or spiraling downwards before you. And what you realize is that is the Lionsgate portal that is just opened up in front of you. And you can see it spinning around. You can see stars swirling inside of it. You can see whole galaxies spinning inside of it. And you can see all this glimmering gold lights shimmering inside of this portal as well. And as you look at the portal, you realize there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be worried about. You're not going to be sucked into it. It is a portal of pure potentiality and goodness open there right before you. And it is waiting to take your hopes, to take your dreams, to take your wishes, to take your desires to the other side and help bring them back to you in physicality, or we'll call in manifest, or something even better. So what's on your heart? What would be exciting to you? What would feel great to you? What would feel joyous to you? What would make your heart sing? And what I would like you to do is think about that for just a few seconds. And then imagine that you can scoop up the energy behind it. You scoop it up from your heart. You scoop it up from your chest. You scoop it up from inside of you. This beautiful golden ball of potentiality. What is it? You hold the ball, you massage the ball, you cajole the ball. And then what I'd like you to do is throw that ball gently. You don't have to throw it hard. Right into that obelisk, right into that funnel, right into that portal before you. Knowing that is being carried off to the land of pure goodness and pure potentiality to come back to you when the time is right, transformed, metamorphosized, and made manifest, or something even much, much, much better. So now scoop it up, throw it in. Or if there are many things, scoop one up, throw it in, see it spiral around. Take another, throw it in, see it spiral around. And take another, throw it in, see it spiral around. I throw the home in there. The whole home fits. I throw the second building, retreat center, and massage, meditation. Ooh, I didn't know massage. A VR 360 studio and so much more, and put it in there. And I see retreats with you around the globe. Or something even better. Breathe in and out. Into that sweetness of pure potentiality and out. And breathe in the or something better, that your hopes, your dreams, and your energy is going to come back to you amplified and magnetized beyond anything you could ever imagine, for your highest good, for the highest good of all, or something even better, and know it's coming your way. And as you come back now, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So I send all my love your way. Still working on getting to that 888 thumbs up, but I know we can do it. Feel free to share. Feel free to share the love with everyone you know. And feel free, as we're still in this Lionsgate portal, to put that energy out there, to put those ideas out there, put those dreams out there, or something better, and watch them come true. Or something come to you even more magical than your wildest dreams. And paradoxical debacle, I love bears too. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, Aya Bear. Thank you, Ann Bear. Thank you, Super Bobs. Thank you, Dream Team. And thank you. Woohoo! All right, and now that music that I promised you from my sister, quite literally, Ayla Ray. Lots of love, everyone. And maybe I'll see you Wednesday. All right. Bye.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations. Hold the sunlight on your chest and fly. Look to the sky, let your spirit shine brightly, shine brightly. Shine. Share the magic deep in your soul. The glitter around you, live your greatest truth. Catch those dreams